Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Miscellaneous Candor. Frank, honest, and otherwise outspoken. I know we are a couple of days late, but we are still here. It's been a week. It's been a week. That's all I'm going to say. um, Stephen, how is your week?
Hey Robbie, it is I, Stephen, with a PH Kennedy, board certified atheist, at your service and Robbie's service. I'm doing
Okay,
well. I'm doing okay.
you doing all right?
I'm doing all right. It's been a week. It's
It's
been a
been a
week.
week, right? It's been a freaking week. Okay, so um, podcast. I was watching the video podcast. A lot of conversations this week around podcasts, but I was watching a video podcast. And this is
I
all
mean, I
this
guess if you say you were
celebrity.
watching a podcast, it's kind of redundant. If you say I was watching a video podcast, that kind of, you know.
Well, no, I
Anyways,
don't know. I don't know. I don't know
do you,
because you
do you
can watch
watch
audio.
audio podcasts?
You can technically, because people
I,
can watch our audio podcasts on YouTube if they want to. It could be on YouTube in the background running with the still image and they could be listening to it. So
oh, okay.
technically that is possible.
Right.
You always like to call out my redundancies, but that's okay. We can do that. Okay, so I was watching the Cam Newton podcast, and this is very like culturally black. But I know you know of the podcast, and also to know you know the person. So Ray J was on his podcast. Audience, I'm not sure if you know who Ray J is. Steven, tell them who.
I think everyone knows who Ray J is simply because of the video, right?
Okay, because of the video. Okay, well, I think that I think that people know him in different veins. Because evidently, I didn't know this.
No,
Ray J said he has
it,
9 platforms of.
listen, everyone knows Ray J because of his homemade porn with Kim Kardashian.
Okay,
That's
according to him,
why
it was
that's what
not
made him
homemade
famous.
porn.
He never got famous because of his music or whatever this and that or anything else related to entertainment. It was all about Kim Kardashian giving
Well,
him a
he's
blowjob.
definitely taken it to another level because people know him for a lot of other reasons now. Okay, anyway, he was crashing out on this. I keep laughing because I'm still not through it. But one thing it's like watch, and he knows this. He knows that he's a crash out, and he says it. And he was talking about it on the podcast. He was talking
Wait,
about how
wait a
he
second.
knows. Listen, he
What's a
knows that
crash
when
out? What's a crash out?
you don't know what a crash out is.
I
Are you
don't
for
know what
real
a
right
crash
now?
for real.
You don't know what a crash out is.
I don't know what a crash out is.
Audience, he does not know what a crash out is. Okay, so a crash out is, if we did have a video podcast, I would probably put the definition up on line so people could see it. But essentially, it's when somebody goes 50-150 or they just like lose it, they crash out. And it's a new
Oh,
term that means that you just, you lost it. You
okay.
just lost it. And people can be called this is a funny thing about the term crash out. So I've learned this, my daughters explained it to me initially, then I
Oh,
started
so
going
this is
down the
a
rabbit
this
hole.
is something that the younger kids are
No, no, no,
the
no,
young
no.
folks
It's
use.
not.
Oh,
No, no, no. I mean, it might have started there, but everybody uses it now. Like it is a
okay.
main cultural term
Okay.
across race, gender, etc. Okay, and there's two ways to use it. Crash out is both a noun and a verb.
Okay.
So you can be a crash out or you
Or you
can
can
crash
crash
out.
out. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for educating me.
You're welcome.
I needed to know this. I really did.
Yes, you do, because sometimes you be crashing out on this podcast.
Oh, okay.
I
All right.
couldn't help it. Ooh, especially because you don't really know the term. And so I can say it and you kind of know now, but when you really understand the impact of the term, you're gonna come at me. Ask your friends about the term crash out.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so anyway, he is like he knows he's a crash out. And he says that and he talks about how he knows when he comes out and he does these types of interviews like he's doing now. so many people are watching him that oops, his everything's going to go up in all his platforms and he's just going to make more money because people love just like your thing. People love to see all the negativity, right? And so that increases the algorithm. But I just have to say that he is pure entertainment, especially if you're trying to escape some stuff. He just goes there. Okay, there's a couple things
Hmm.
he said I have to repeat. And I wish I could play the videos because it's just so funny. But I definitely will put the link in the podcast. Okay, so he's sitting on there and he starts. Now, I don't know if you know this, but Cam Newton is like a big dude, right? He played football. He's known for being big, not just tall, but muscular and massive,
Okay.
right? Because he was one of the best quarterbacks out there at one point. And one of the things about him was because he was so big, it was always hard for them to take him down, and he would run like he was, known as one of the best athletes when he played the game of football. So he's big. I don't know if he's like 6'5", six something like that. But Ray J, we all know Ray J is not tall. So Ray J started off the podcast, and he was sitting there, and he's in all black. He has a do rag on his head. I really
Okay.
gotta set the scene. And then because it's Cam Newton's podcast, Cam sometimes will smoke cigars, but Ray J is on there, got some cigarettes. He busts out cigarettes, so he looks just so ridiculous. And then he says, "Yeah, so I was supposed to be 6'5", but I started smoking weed when I was like 10, so I studied my growth."
I didn't know weed stunts your growth.
I was like, "Shut up, Ray J." I mean, but he knows that when he says this stuff, that
Yeah,
people are gonna be looking, and then he
yeah,
just goes off on these tangents. And one of the tangents he was going off about is how he doesn't give a fuck, but he does give a fuck. So he was talking about, I just don't give a fuck, and but I care. So it's hard because, and this is how he talks it, because I don't give a fuck. And so one time, I was in my house and it was just like all these don't give a fuck teachers around trying to help me. I was like, really? Don't give a fuck teachers? Like people trying to teach him not to not give a fuck?
okay.
Trying to
Wait, wait.
counsel him
Teachers trying to teach him to
to
not give a
give a
fuck or to not give a fuck.
to give a fuck. To not
Okay.
give a fuck.
No, so to give a fuck. Okay, got it.
He called them give a fuck teachers.
That's funny.
Okay, you have to watch it. It is like watching.
Yeah,
It
I guess you
definitely
kind
is
of. I guess
reality
you have to
show.
be there, Robbie.
I guess so. You do, but it is like watching a reality show. Regarding the porno part, I didn't get through the whole thing because Cam was like, "Well, do you watch pornos?" And or porn, and he was like, "No, I haven't watched porn for 5 to 10 years." And then he asked Cam, "Do you watch porn?" He's like, "Yeah, I do." And then he's like, "Well,
He
do you
hasn't
rate
watched
porn?"
porn for 5 to 10 years.
That's what Ray J says. See, this is what I'm talking about. This pulls you in because you're like, really, really, Ray
That's a
J,
lie.
for
Lie.
real. And then he's like, then he says, then Cam goes, "Well, you've made a porno, right? You've
Yeah,
made one."
he's at least watched his own porn.
And then he says, "No, I've never made a porno. I don't make pornos." And then Cam's looking at
Right.
him like, "Okay, where is this gonna go?" Like everything that he says, he's looking at him like, "Where is this gonna go?" He's like, "Well, what do you mean you haven't made a porno?" He's like, "Well, I made a video with somebody I liked, but that's not a porno. You know, that's not a porno."
Where do where do you draw the line? How do you, I guess there's a lot of gray area there, right? If
I
you're saying I just
know.
made a homemade video with a girl I liked, and I was just having sex. I guess, I mean, I would say it's porn because it was publicized, all over, everywhere,
Well, that's what
and
he said that when he goes to, I guess they have some sort of awards for porn. He knows the name of the award show. And again, but he's not watching porn. Okay, so let's not. Okay, right.
well,
So
let's
he
talk about
talks.
it. Are you talking about the porn awards in Vegas? Is that what you're talking about?
I
There's a
guess. I
porn
don't
convention
know.
in Vegas every year. Or I mean, I'm sure there's many different porn awards actually, but there's the famous one. I forget what it's called in Vegas every year. It's a porn convention.
Anyway, he was talking about it and he was like, again, I didn't make porn. I made a video with someone I liked. But if I go to that award show, they're like, "Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome," right? And he said, he said, "Nobody
Oh,
knows who I am when I'm out in the streets, or nobody knows who I was. But if I take my pants down, everybody knows who I am. I mean, my dick's bigger than me. I mean, I can't help that." And we're like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Did he just really say this?" Again, crashing out. Now that is he was crashing out, right? He is a crash
yeah.
out that he
Okay.
acknowledges, and then he was crashing out. Anyway, I have to say, Ray J.
Is he on heavy drugs or something, or is he just normally funny? Like
Okay,
what's
so
what's
that
his
was the other thing.
oh boy.
Since you asked, he was like, Cam asked him, when you were going through the situation, you said that you were kind of all over the place when you were in therapy and blah blah blah. Were were you on like were you on something? And then Ray J goes, I'm always on one. I'm always on one. He's like, okay, well, what are you on? He's like, wait a minute, you talking about drugs? Oh, I don't do drugs. I don't do drugs.
What is that?
I'm just always on one. Now, what that
Okay.
means is like colloquially, it means culturally, colloquially, it means essentially he's always hyped up. He's just always on
Yeah, yeah,
on crash
yeah,
out
yeah,
status, basically.
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that was funny. And it was funny that you asked the question because he did address that in the podcast.
Uh, would you, if he was
Anyway,
walking by you on the street, would you recognize him?
absolutely. And I'd be like, Ray
You would.
J,
Okay.
you know what? I have to say one thing. You keep it real. Because he does. He keeps he keeps it 100. But he's crazy. He knows he's crazy. Like, but he's letting it all out. Whatever it is, whatever's happening in the moment, it's just coming, it's just happening. So it's very, very entertaining. And I know that he's trying to be, but he is. So I
So
don't
two
fault him for
thumbs up.
that.
Two thumbs up.
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
especially if you want to be entertained and you want to watch a crash out and somebody say, I'm a crash out and then crash out. I mean,
Okay.
it's right there for you. Okay, so clearly that was a podcast that I watched.
I have to say I'm proud of you. I feel like
Why?
you are developing your tastes in different types of podcasts. I'm
You
proud of you.
just
Next, it's gonna be Bad Friends. Just watch.
no, you just like the fact that I watched a podcast where they talked about drugs, Kim Kardashian's video, and porn and crashing out. Now that you know what it means.
Crashing out. Yeah.
You had to be careful because people are going to call you crash out. I'm telling you. So did you
Me.
what? Did you listen? Yes, you, Stephen Kennedy with a PH.
Maybe. Yeah.
Did you watch? I know you didn't watch or listen to any podcasts. I know you didn't.
I did not. I did not.
You are just
It's like
why do
too.
okay. This is a part of your role on this podcast is to
That's a very good
gather
point.
data. Okay.
That's a very good point.
You are falling off. You
I,
start
what? I'm not falling off.
you
Robbie,
are
that really hurts my feelings. That
again,
really.
you and this feeling stuff.
Oh,
Okay,
I
listen.
mean,
You first of all, you don't really have any feelings. Second of all,
wait a second. Wait a second.
sorry,
This
you know,
sounds
you
like a
opened the
very
door.
sexist
You
remark.
opened the
That sounds
door
like a
for me to say
very
that.
sexist remark. Like men don't have feelings.
Oh, I
Men have
disagree. And
feelings.
men have very deep feelings, sometimes too
Oh, okay.
many
All
feelings.
right.
Um, women have a lot of feelings too. I don't know. I guess I should say yes. I know that men have feelings. I said that you don't have feelings. They're different.
Oh,
There's a
thanks,
difference
thanks
because
for
you're
the
always
distinction.
talking about you don't like anybody, you can't stand people,
Yeah,
all
that's
of
about
these
right.
things.
That's about right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's no, and if you don't like people and you can't stand them and you think they just should all die, which is kind
I
of,
never. Wait a second. Wait a
well,
second.
you get, okay,
You're,
you may not
you're
have said
putting
that.
this
Let
on
me,
now.
I will pull the, I'll reel that in. I will
Yeah,
reel
work
that
it.
in,
Yeah,
but
reel it
only
in.
to a point, because you may not have said the words, but you are right there
No,
on the edge of the
there.
cliff.
I believe there are certain people that should die. Yes, not
This
everyone.
is what I'm
There are
talking.
certain people, a very large number of people, that I believe should not be living. But I don't
And
think people should just die, die. No, not like that. That's terrible. How could you? How could I think that way? Just
but you
certain
don't
people
like
should die.
people. You don't have empathy for
I don't
people.
like I don't like humanity in general.
Exactly.
But you know why?
I'm
It's
just gonna let you
because humans are barbaric animals. Look what's
go.
going on in the
Here
world,
we
Robbie.
go. Here we
So
go.
I turn it around. I say that I am the more human, emotion filled person. And the people in this world, the humans in this world are animals. They don't know how to treat others with respect,
God.
with dignity, with love. And that's what's turned me against them, Robbie.
Is this part of your dating profile to try to highlight the fact that you have some feelings?
That's not a bad idea. I'm going to put that line in.
See, look at you. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I mean. Okay. On the other hand, I have too many feelings, and people
Oh,
don't
don't
think
we
that.
know it?
I know people don't think that. A lot of people think I don't have feelings. They don't think,
Really?
oh yeah, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Hmm.
yeah, mm-hmm. A lot of people think I don't have feelings, but I have very deep feelings. I get hurt. I mean, I always show it because I've learned over time that you can't do that. But
I think you're a little hypersensitive. I think you
being
have emotion.
sensitive and having feelings are different. And I
Well,
don't
no,
think
but
I'm
the hypersensitivity
sensitive. I
affects
think what
your.
I do, no, I don't. Okay. What I do is I speak
You
my
do?
mind more. What I do, yes, not boo boo, because I say boo boo, not doo doo.
Oh, God.
Um,
I don't want to know if you do or boo boo. Let's move on.
okay, this is not bad friends. This is not bad friends.
Right,
But
right.
what I will say is that I have stopped letting things, certain things I will let go, but I don't think that letting things go, particularly if people are purposefully trying to disrespect you in a way that can be detrimental to you, that you should just let it go. And I don't think
What
that
do you
that's
mean
a
when someone's
sign.
purposely trying to harm you?
Yeah, I think, yes,
Yeah.
I do. I do think that there are people who are purposely trying to harm
Do you
me,
think
but
those
not
people
me.
should be dead, should die?
Oops. God, I gotta take over that. Um,
I heard that.
no,
I heard it.
people see, I know, but I'm, people trying to harm not me, Robbie, right? But harm me as what I stand for. Yes,
Okay.
I do believe that there are people who don't like women and don't like black women, and they will never say that, but they will do things. And I do believe in microaggression and all of that. All of that. I think that's real.
Yeah. I
Um,
do.
and I do think that at a certain point, you can let some of it go, but at another side, you have to say something because it just becomes straight abuse.
Yeah.
And so when I say that, to say something, I'm prepared for people to say I'm sensitive, or that's not what they meant, or they didn't mean to do that. I'm prepared for that. Like, I expect that, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to say it. And I know, and I've learned the hard way, that even if they do say that as their response, they know that they're probably not going to say it again, or they're not going to try it as much because they know I'm going to say something, and they don't want to be confronted with it, because
Now,
when they're
do
by
you
themselves, they have to deal with that. Huh? Yeah.
these people that are purposely harmful towards you, do you ever
I
feel like
said
they should
not
die?
me. I said not me.
Right.
What
Not
I
you
stand for.
specifically, what you stand for. Do you ever feel like these people don't deserve to live? Do you ever get that feeling? Like,
No.
are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what's different between me and you.
Apparently, yes.
Because I mean, let's talk about what's going on now, right? I mean, what did Trump say recently? He said we need to deport all the Indians and the tech companies need to not hire any more Indians anymore. I mean, what the hell is
I
that?
didn't hear that. When did that happen?
Yeah, I don't know what last, at least in the last 2 weeks,
It's hard to
he
keep
came out and
track.
said that. It is hard to keep track because a lot of this is what is it, distraction from him not coming out with the Epstein stuff, right? So this was one
Yeah.
of the things. Let's get hard because he's just been getting hardcore racial. Let's go after.
You,
Let's we're gonna or what we're gonna arrest Obama. Then we're gonna arrest Kamala. Then telling all the tech companies don't hire any more Indians. Then he said, all the deportations, and then oh, what was the other thing? Oh, then he went after Charlemagne the God. Said he was a low IQ individual because he was talking
yeah.
about the Epstein
He goes
files.
after Trump. Yeah.
It's like, so then there's this thing on the Jon Stewart show where this woman is talking about how Trump is going to keep going after as many black people as he can think of until until something hits, so he doesn't have to talk about the Epstein files because it's
Yeah, that's true.
so
He's trying
apparent.
so hard to. It's ridiculous. But you know
Yeah, like,
what?
let's to the point of what you wanna talk about, the whole what is that woman's name? Sydney what's her name?
Sweeney.
Sydney Sweeney, right,
Yeah.
right, like that thing, he wanted to
It's
inject
ridiculous. Why?
himself into that
It's such an
conversation, huh?
embarrassment. It's such an embarrassment that a president would be talking like a child about celebrities. I mean, you know,
That's
oh, he's
exactly.
Republican. In that case, I love her.
Right.
Her commercial is fantastic. What is wrong with you? Grow up. It's just his mentality is literally that of a child. Um, so I want to call out a friend actually, not by name, but this is a friend. Him and I spar a lot back and forth, talking about Republicans versus Democrats. He is very, very. See, I can't even call him a Republican. What he is a he's a Trumper. He's not a true
You've
Republican.
talked about him before on the show,
Yes,
like, it's
same
the
one.
same person, okay, alright.
Yeah.
So what
Um,
happened now? What happened? Tell the audience.
well, so we've been going back. I've been, sending him. I'm trying to. I want him to see reality for what it is. But the problem is he doesn't want to see it. And I have to accept that, right? Because no
But you've
matter
said
what
this
I send,
multiple times. You've said this multiple times, so I'm trying to
I,
figure out,
I have,
is
yeah.
this is this the whole thing of doing the same thing multiple times and expecting different results? Like, is that what you're going.
You know what? So here's the thing. In my mind, I'm thinking, okay, now these events that took place, this will definitely change his mind. But no, nothing. I mean, and
Okay,
I
so
like
okay,
talking
we're
about.
talking about this esoterically, or,
Yes.
like, we're not what is the actual thing you want to say? Let's get to the
Well,
point.
for example, about transferring Ghislaine Maxwell to a minimum security or a lower level security prison where she's got more freedom. This horrific woman, this sex trafficker of minors, right? Transferring her because you know what he's trying to do. He's what he got out of it is that she gave a testimony that not a testimony, a statement to the attorney that Trump didn't have anything to do with the stuff, and that was the whole purpose. He made a deal with her. We'll put you in a better prison if you give this statement out in an effort to try to get people to stop talking about the Epstein files, right? Um, and you would think that a person that can think logically would think, oh, okay, this is the line. This is where I draw the line. I am not a Trumper anymore, right? Or the things about the tariffs that are taking place, right? So the auto industry is announcing, the automobile makers are announcing how many billions of losses they're having
Mhm.
in the last few months because of the tariffs, right? And I think it was just today that Toyota announced
$9.5 billion
$9 billion, yeah, something like that.
of loss, yes,
Right.
because of the tariffs.
And I'm sending him all these things because I'm hoping maybe. maybe this will help him see that he's wrong, right? So I sent him links about the auto industry this morning, thinking, okay, he's very, very pro Trump's tariffs, which make absolutely no sense, from an economic standpoint, right? Trying to, achieve what he's trying to achieve doesn't make any sense. But, this friend of mine, he doesn't care. He just wants to think that Trump is right no matter what. No matter what, Trump is doing the right thing. So I sent him these links to try to open his eyes once again. And you know what his response was?
What?
He says, "So?" And then he says, "Everyone knew it was coming. Don't be a pussy. Take the hit. The rewards come after." Fuck, man, I thought you went to college. So he's taking talking points from the Trump admin. You know, the rewards will come after. Take the hit now. The rewards will come after. He's actually, I don't know if he's actually believing this or he's just refusing to acknowledge that Trump is making mistakes. I'm just, if he actually believes that everything Trump is doing is right and economically logical, sound, then I want to believe that he couldn't possibly believe these things make sense. And then I said, right, keep telling yourself that. And then you know what his response was?
What?
You're gay. 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 This is what I'm dealing with. Because he doesn't have a real defense. He doesn't have a real argument to logically support Trump's actions, right? So then he just resorts to this.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but I think
It's
there is
wild.
a
I can't
small
understand it. I
I
cannot
mean,
understand.
there's a certain percentage of the Trump supporters or people who voted for Trump who are like that. They're gonna ride with him until the wheels fall off. They have said if he shot someone in the middle of 57th Street, they would forgive him, right? Like there are those people, and maybe your friend is one of those people. But
Oh,
there are people
absolutely,
now who
one
are
hundred
coming
percent.
out saying things like people who voted for him saying that it's too far, like picking up people when they're on a construction site, even though they're against, even though they're for how immigration's got out of line, they're like, okay, you're going too far. These are people who are working. Like, what are you doing, right? And so there's that. I mean, Joe Rogan came out and said that, like, that's too much. There are people who are coming out and saying that's too much. Like, this is not what I voted for. You were going to do this. This is not what I voted for. Like all the stuff in the big beautiful bill, certain things. They're already closing rural hospitals. People are like, this is not what I voted for. But
Yeah.
again, um, then there's a whole contingent now because audience, we're talking about current events. If you haven't picked up on it, that's thinking, okay, we're just gonna wait it out and everything's gonna be okay. We'll just figure it out. I don't know if we can wait it out. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I never thought I would say this to you, and I know you're gonna say something, but I think that it's good that Elon is not on his side anymore.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the two of them together had, it was a force that, was very tough
Yeah.
to kind of overcome.
Yeah, but I mean, Elon's not messing around with him right now, so that's good for the country. And so yeah. Um, the other thing that I wanted to talk about, unless you still want to talk about all of this, oh, the tariff stuff is going to be crazy. The food and everything. They said that fresh produce is supposed to go up like 7%.
Yep, yep, yep. And, now imposing, he's planning to impose 50% tariffs on India for continuing to get oil from Russia, right?
I saw that.
Now, yeah. Now, that's not a smart idea, you know, geopolitically
But
speaking.
he says this stuff to everybody. It's not going to be 50%. We know this. The
Yeah, he's
markets
gonna
aren't
pussy
even
out.
moving
He's gonna
on that.
pussy out. He doesn't follow through, or he does it for a day, and he knows. Then he sees how the market's reacting, and he backs out right away. It's a big. He's a big joke.
So it's not going to happen. Okay, so let's talk about AI because we always talk about AI in the show. So, a couple things. One, if you don't know, Instagram is tracking you using a part of their application called Maps. So, it's been going around on the internet, some legitimate thing. So, they released something very recently where essentially they are tracking your location wherever you are if you are on Instagram. So, you should
Can you turn
go
it off
to it.
without
If you have an
turning off
Apple,
the
I
app?
don't know how to do it on an Android. So if you have an Android, you can walk through the steps, but I can't walk through the steps of an Android. But essentially, if you have Apple,
So
you
if you
go
have
to
Apple.
settings. You do have an Android?
No, so you're saying if you have an iPhone, you can do it, but not with an Android. You don't know how to do it.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it on an
Okay.
Android because I don't know. Okay, but if you have an Apple phone, you can go to settings and then you can go to your apps and then you find Instagram and you should see an area that says location and usually it says always while using and then it says never. You want to click never for Instagram. And you want to do it on your phone because you can do it through the Instagram app, but you don't really know what they're doing on the Instagram app. And let's remember that all of this is algorithms and that a lot of the Instagram slash Facebook things, because they're the same thing, Zuckerberg is doubling down on AI, paying people $300 million, stealing them away, all of these things. So he can create an AI behemoth to compete with OpenAI. That being said, they're going to do whatever they can do to gather data. And by tracking our location via Instagram, which they own, it is an excellent way to track data unsuspectingly. And usually people will be like, well, why I don't want them to do that. Well, then that's what you have to do because more than likely we all have clicked on agree when our Instagram is updated and that just locks us into any changes that they make into the app. So that was one big thing that came out. Then I don't know why I was listening to this, but I mean, I love Stephen Bartlett, this Diary CEO. And so he had a guy on there who was an ex Google executive. And he was just talking about, man, just how AI is just going to, pardon me for saying this, but just fuck us up. And I was getting really sad and scared when I was listening to this, just
Yeah.
about how it's not only, now basically there are no entry level jobs. Well, they're not a lot. People don't go in the office as much anymore. Um, so people are having a really hard time finding entry level jobs. And then just all of the things and how fast AI is learning and building and how they have these self perpetuating AIs that are building off of themselves. I mean, it's literally like we're living in the Matrix in the early days and no
We
one's
need
stopping it.
we need guardrails
Literally.
ASAP. We need guardrails, but the
I don't,
people
we're
that
not
will
going
be
to get
making
it.
the guardrails don't know anything about AI.
No,
So
no, it's not gonna be
yeah.
any guardrails because everybody's rushing to be the person who controls it all. Because if you're the person who controls it all, you'll be the most powerful person in the world. And it's not even a world. It's not even about the money. It's not even about the billions of dollars. It's not about being the first trillionaire or something. It's about the control. That's what the thing is. And power. Um,
Well,
what's that
control
quote? What's that
means money.
quote about power? Power corrupts power.
I don't know.
Um, it's something like that. But anyway, the point is that it's just, and then we start having trillionaires. Who can even compete with that, right? They're
Yeah.
talking about there's going to have these trillionaires, and then if you do have AI, and you do have AI taking all these jobs, and then they're going to put everybody on UBI, right? And then people are on UBI, but what are you doing on UBI? Like, are you going to have UBI? How can you count on the fact that you're going to continue to get UBI from the one or two trillionaires? Are they going to do that? Or are they going
No.
to be like, well, they're on UBI now. Do they really need UBI? Maybe we can give them less
It's
UBI.
gonna. Yeah. Exactly.
Just
Exactly.
all this
I mean,
crazy stuff. I'm not, and
yeah.
this guy was like, I don't know if this is going to happen. I hope it doesn't happen, blah, blah, blah. But just to hear these conversations that are literally movies, literally, what is it, iRobot and The
Yeah.
Matrix happening to us. And just, I mean, he's like, I hope it doesn't happen and it could be this way. And then you start talking about how, well, people are thinking, well, if I do things, for example, go be a plumber, go be an electrician, right? Okay, you do that. But then to this person's point, it's like even if you are a plumber or you are an electrician, well, who's going to be paying for your services is nobody's working. So if you take out the vast majority of the people in the quote unquote knowledge worker class and it's all automated and it's all, you know, that, then nobody's fucking working. And if no one's
Well,
working, particularly in America, when it's based on a consumer economy, nobody's buying shit.
it's
What are you
you
buying
know,
shit with your UBI? Depends on what your UBI is. And again,
I
that
think
is then beholden to someone else. It's just freaking crazy. And yes, I have gone down this rabbit hole alone, by myself, thinking about it. I know I'm not the only one who has, but to hear it on Stephen Bartlett's podcast, wide ranging from someone who used to work at Google talking about this, it's fucking nuts.
do
Sorry.
you have do you have any doubts that this country, this world, is going to descend into shit?
I
Do you
really
have do you
hope
have
it
any
does not.
doubts?
I Yes, because I always want to believe in the positive. I want to have faith in the better natures of ourselves. I want to have faith in God. I do. And
It's
I
just
just
there's so many things
but I
happening.
do
There's so many
think there's
factors
so
that are
many
playing
things
into
that
this
are
at the same
happening.
time.
Yes. 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 Yes.
So
100%. But I
it's
refuse to believe there's still a very strong large part of me that wants to believe in the better natures of who we are and
the
believe in the
believers. I love it.
fundamental,
So adorable, you believers.
but also too the fundamental part of the fact that for everything that happens there is something that will happen on the other side. So
So are
I
you
don't
saying
know if
like
some of the
karma?
things
Is that
will
what you're
cancel
saying?
out. Huh?
You're saying like karma? Is that what you're saying?
Okay, you can call it what you want to call it, karma,
Or you're
you
talking about if
you're,
something bad happens, there's something
you
you're saying things will balance out. Is that what you're saying?
yes, that's exactly what
Okay,
I'm saying.
got it, got
I
it.
just
Yeah.
don't know if we have the mind capacity to understand what that looks like because we're in such a different space in the world where we have been able to predict things based on historic happenings. And this is not historic because no one's ever seen this. No one knows, and everybody has their own ideas. So then you become, I don't know, like drawn in, like when I was listening to this, to someone else's machinations in terms of what they think. Machinations, basically what they, their ideologies, beliefs, whatever the hell they
Robbie,
think they want to do.
l-
What
listen. This
what
world is going to soon descend into hell. There will be a
That's what
few
you
survivors.
want, because
There will
that's,
be
you've been saying that since I met you. You've been saying that, so you just want that to be the case because
there.
you, when I met you, how long has it been? It's been what? It's been over
It's
10
been a
years.
while. It's been a while.
It's been a while. It's been over
Maybe
10
10
years.
years,
It's been over 10 years. So
maybe more. Yeah.
it has been over 10 years. But the point is that you were saying that 10 years ago. The world is in hell and we're
Listen,
going to
don't.
descend even further. This is
I,
a
I,
hellhole. People are
I
not
know I
Nazis.
know you believe in God and God's ways, but don't be overly optimistic. Be realistic. Prepare yourself. This world is going to hell. There's going to be a few survivors in all this, so you want
Are
to be
you
one of
going
the
to be
survivors.
one? Are you going to be a
Oh,
survivor?
you damn well I will be.
You have your locked and loaded.
I am locked and loaded.
You do not have an okay, we're not going to talk about that. Okay. All right, you're locked and loaded. I'm not talking about that on podcast. I don't know what you are. I don't want to know. We're just going to leave it like that. These people out here, you're Indian. I'm not going there. I need you. So oh shit. Okay. Um
I don't mean literally with. Anyways, I'm not going to get. Anyways,
I know what you
yeah.
mean. I know it. I know. Okay. All right. Anyway, it's just so
I just meant
crazy.
I'm ready for the ride. I'm not saying that I have machine guns sitting in my. That's not what I meant.
But I just, I mean, anyway, so that was my AI conversation is that people are just descending. But when they keep talking about how he essentially says there's not going to be any jobs. People say, well, jobs are going to be replaced with people who use AI. And he says no, because even if you use AI is going to be self creating. So those people who use AI, you're not going to really be using it because it's going to be overpowering you and it's going to be
Hmm.
self sufficient. So, anyway, again, everybody has a rabbit hole that they're going down.
No.
Everybody has a
Yeah.
rabbit hole they're going down, right? But I will say this, I do think that AI is something that is outside of us. It is like another, I don't know, when we talk about it being sentient, but I believe it can be, and it might even be closer to being sentient than we think.
You think so? Right? Not at this
Some
point.
of these
You
things that
think it's going to
I mean,
slowly evolve
everybody
into that,
says not
or
at
quickly
this
evolve into
point,
that?
but I don't know if we know that. I don't know if we know that because
Well, see, this is a departure from what you were thinking before. So now your thoughts are on this are changing, aren't they?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. But I don't like these dark rabbit holes that I've gone down about AI. Do you have any AI conversations? Can we go back to topical AI? Let's call it topical AI.
Well, I did want to just take a few minutes and go back to talking about human interest. Sydney Sweeney.
That is not human interest. That is news,
What
and
do you
we talked
call it
about
then?
that already.
What
But
do you,
go
what do you
ahead.
call it? What do you call it then?
This is not Sydney Sweeney is not human interest.
Oh,
This
she is
is
for me.
exactly. There we go. And there we have it, audience. That is it. Okay,
um,
no, this is a story I know you want to
this is
talk
not.
about.
This is not. No, 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 no.
But
Listen to me.
before we move
Yeah.
into going back into current events, which is what this
Yes.
will be, do
Okay.
you have anything else that you want to discuss about AI?
I do not.
Okay. All right, you can talk about this with Sydney Sweeney bullcrap. Go
Yes. All
ahead.
right. So our last episode, we were talking about the use of AI models for advertisements, and there's a big controversy around it. One argument is that a lot of people think that companies will now use the what's considered to be the ideal white American blonde, well, not necessarily American, white skinned, blonde hair, blue eyes, beauty as their standard model, and with the Barbie doll figure and all that. So there's a lot of controversy around that. I, on the other hand, think it could go the other way. Is that it'll make it easier for companies to select a broad variety of models. Different shapes, different colors, all that stuff, different nationalities. Um, now, what's interesting about I think it was a week
You
ago.
get
There's
to the point because we're supposed to be also too trying to get get to time.
no.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. I mean,
Okay, I'm
okay,
gonna
go
go through
on.
this fast now. So about a week ago, there was an ad that came out with Sydney Sweeney in American Eagle jeans commercial, and basically it says she says some people say that your jeans you get your hair color and your eye color from your parents, and then the narrator says Sydney Sweeney has good genes. So they're kind of alluding to the fact that she's blonde hair, blue eyed, white skinned, and she has good genes, right? So this is actually I did not expect that in today's world you would see you know very outwardly speaking and promoting the concept that blue eyes, blonde hair, white skin is considered good genes. I was kind of shocked by that. Again, considering how much purchasing power there is globally with people around the world of different nationalities, different colors. So I just thought that was surprising. You, on the other hand, I think you're not surprised at all, right?
No. I mean, this is the environment we're in right now, where it is a backlash on anything, any like, people are
Well, to
getting
your point,
fired who are people are get what as Joe Rogan says, people are getting disappeared, right? If they're quote unquote look like an
yeah,
immigrant,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Being told that immigrants can't go to college. Donald Trump is telling people to fire all the Indians. Every black
To your
person is
point,
supposed to
I
be getting
don't think a commercial
arrested.
like this would have been made if Donald Trump was not president. I don't think anyone with any company would have the
And
guts to do
that's why I'm not surprised. Like, this is the environment that we are in. There was a
that. Yes.
stat that came out that said within the past 3 months or 4 or 5 months, over 300,000 black women have been let go of their jobs.
Well, but I think people of all, you know,
No,
people have
but
always.
they literally have said that the percentage, if you look at the percentage of the workforce and that number is, I don't know, 20, 30% over what the average was before.
Oh, okay,
And it is because of the government workers. Many of the workers who were let go were people of color.
okay.
And a lot of the whole let's get rid of the DEI perspective. Now, okay, let me just give the I hate DEI people something. So the I hate DEI people. Okay, let's say we get rid of it, right? You want to be quote unquote fair. That's fine. You say you want to be fair. But if somebody has a job and they've been in the job for a long time and they don't work in DEI, they just have a freaking government job and they are good at it. Why do they need to lose their job independent of the color of their skin? You say you don't care about that, but that's what's
Well,
happening.
so the thing is, they're not just going
Not
against.
everybody who is of color is working in DEI. That's my point.
Well, no, no,
I
no,
mean,
but
like,
they're
I
not
just
just
think
they're
that's
not just
crazy.
they don't want to just get rid of the people that work in the realm of the DEI team or
Exactly.
department,
And that's
but
my
they want to
point.
get
So,
rid of the whole initiative of DEI at the company. So
and
if they
and
feel
so
that
there's an
certain number of
assumption.
black women have been hired, if they feel that a disproportionate number of black women have been hired, they want to get rid of those black women.
Yeah, because they feel like they should not have been hired. But
Yeah.
again, that's not necessarily true. That's just what they're doing because of what they think,
Oh, you
right?
mean they're
Because of
using
how
it
they
as an excuse?
Yes, they're using it
Oh yeah,
as
I
an
believe that. Yeah.
excuse. Okay.
Sure, sure.
And so if they're doing that and that is happening on the ground, right? I put that stat out for the purposes of coming back around to your conversation. Why would you be surprised by the Sydney Sweeney ad?
You're right. You're absolutely right. You're right.
And that's why I'm not. Silence.
Into that, folks. Very quiet. That was a very quiet.
You just didn't say anything.
I just got pensive. Yeah.
Okay, are we ending? Are we ending?
Let's end it for today.
Okay, guys, you gotta watch the Cam Newton Ray J though video. See the
And
crash out.
I'm gonna look up. Yeah, I'm gonna look up Ray J because I have not been following his life, but apparently Robbie has, and so I better catch up. There's only two things I know about Ray J. One,
The Kim
Brandy's
Kardashian
brother.
take, and he's Brandy's
Okay,
brothers.
slow down, slow down.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Brandy's brother and Kim Kardashian tape, which I never saw. I just thought it was so distasteful, disgusting. I would have never watched that.
Whatever. You've seen it how many times? Be honest.
Probably about 6 or 7.
You are so out of control. 6 or 7 times?
Of course, I mean that's lesser than the average male viewing. I mean, Trust
Okay,
me.
what is the
For
average
the
male
real
viewing
one came out.
that tape? What do you think the average male viewing of that tape is?
Probably 20. I mean, it depends
Are
how many
you
times a guy wants to go rub one
serious?
off in the bathroom, you know?
Oh my god. This is okay. It's time to end. We are not bad friends. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this ends the next episode of
You asked. I
Miscellaneous
answered.
Candor. Frank, honest, and otherwise outspoken. Steven, say goodbye to the people, please.
Right. So sorry, I got caught up thinking about Kim Kardashian. It is I, Stephen with a PH, Kennedy, board certified atheist, at your service. Robbie.
All right. And please like, follow, and listen continually. All right. Thank you, everybody. Bye. Until next week.